Did Billy Joe Saunders let David Lemieux survive? Can Golovkin, Triple G, can he catch Billy Joe Saunders? Questions, questions, all will be answered right here on the post-fight recap between Billy Joe Saunders and David Lemieux. I'm your host, Mr. A. This is Ready Talk Boxing, and now we talk boxing. Billy Joe Saunders did defeat David Lemieux, retained his WBO middleweight championship. A clean 120, 108, 12 rounds to 0. Easily outboxed him. Had the jab pumping and pumping. And then when he wanted to, he turned it into aggression. Not too much holding. He was able to spin constantly to his right. 1-2, turn David Lemieux. Like, we all knew David Lemieux was a come forward fighter. Not much else, but never once do you ever hear the topic of, oh, David Lemieux, horrible feet work, poor feet work. You always hear, oh, he's a great puncher, you can outbox him. But if David Lemieux gets you against the ropes, but you never once do you hear David Lemieux, horrible feet work. And tonight, Billy Joe Saunders showed a phenomenal job in footwork. A spotlight on the weakness of David Lemieux. And you wonder, can he do that to Golovkin? Considering Danny Jacobs was a great mover, he just died out towards the end because he's not normally accustomed to doing that. Where you have Billy Joe Saunders, that's just his fight tactic. That's what he does, and he's a good boxer on the move. Now, doing that against David Lemieux, he made it look easy, showboated while doing it. Like I said, he stuck behind the jab. Beautiful one jab, and then he'll counter David's counter with a quick, instead of bringing the recoil all the way back, he'll go counter, he'll punch it, then a 6-inch counter. Beautiful. So he was able to either do it straight away on the move. That 6-inch counter was always there. Busted his nose. It was a beautiful, beautiful display. So most of the time it was a punch, 6-inch counter, and then he was able to fully extend it. And then with the jab being such a weapon, his power hand was just able to, especially when he was able just to turn to the right and hit David Lemieux. If David Lemieux didn't stumble past him and take himself out of punch position, Saunders kept trying to turn him and catch him with the left, but he had turned David Lemieux so much, David Lemieux would stumble right on through, like, oh, dude, if I hit you, I'm going to hit you in the back of the head. And I do feel, and Billy Joe said in the interview, the post-fight interview, that he wanted to take David Lemieux because you can clearly see as the fight went on, he kept his simples, ones and twos, and just jabbing, just picking David apart for like the first 5 rounds. Then 6 and 7, 8, he started turning on some heat. You could see the punches, the same punches, the ones and twos, the counters, they started staggering David's feet. Like, some people get like spaghetti leg and like rocked. David's feet were starting to do a little shuffle on the punches. And besides, he doing like something like all the way as early as to round 2. I think from round 2, and because the first 2, he came out just peppering, just jabbing David. The jab was so hypnotizing that in round 2, towards the end, David didn't think, he backed David up into a corner. David didn't really expect nothing else to come besides the jab. Left hook, like kind of caught him like right here, right on the neck, like bottom of the chin area. Still stumble David. But from that moment on, towards the second round, for the rest of the fight, David kind of knew Billy Joe had some power. From that moment on, Billy Joe knew he could stumble him or hurt him, and so whenever he wanted to, he just unleashed a good oomph, a good he the combination there, the speed variation, I guess you could say the power variation, the setups. He threw some at David, and they always seemed to stumble or make David's feet reshuffle, reset. So good hits by Billy, but just jab, jab, 6-inch counter over David's counter as he was turning them. Occasionally left hooks, or occasionally counter up rights. But it was just constantly the movement, just the circling all, the spinning them all to the right, made David look very, as he said, not on his level, and it showed. And now, like I said, he did that for all 12 rounds, complete, not even close to a competitive match. Now they threw up a screen, this top 6 middleweights, considering this was a Billy Joe's North American debut. He's the champion. They kept making it known that's the one belt Triple G does not have. They kept repeating it, definitely letting it be known. And will this performance make people think, can he do anything to these American known fighters? So they threw up the top 3 being Gennady, Canelo, and Jacobs. Then he was 4, and number 5 was Dimitri Andrade, and number 6 was Charlo. So what can Billy Joe do to those 5? First of all, let's match him against the top 3, because he should not be fighting the bottom 2. Actually, he shouldn't even be fighting Jacobs, in my opinion. He should be fighting Golovkin, unless he wants a money fight with Canelo. Danny Jacobs is not on Billy Joe's level. I think he would beat Danny Jacobs. I think he'll do the same thing he did with David Lemieux, and just a more of a competitive type of, kind of like a Eubanks Jr. type match, but I think you'll see a more of a aggressive Billy Joe. I think he'll just take it up from that Eubanks Jr. Because as good as I don't think Jacobs is as good as a mover taking his offensive forward. I think he could do it okay defensively, make a person really, miss him and all that. But with Billy Joe's movement, I don't know how Jacobs would be able to catch him. I think Billy Joe could catch Jacobs. As far as Canelo, I think he'll do what he did tonight against Canelo. A little more of a, because we know movement gives Canelo problems. So I think he'll do that. I think it'd be pretty easy. And I don't see why he can't do that to Golovkin, to be honest. Like I said, Danny Jacobs did really good with power and movement. But I think Danny Jacobs came in a little too heavy that fight, and just wasn't used to carrying that much weight and that movement, and just his legs just couldn't take him that extra step. When he needed to be 1-2, he was like 1-2. Towards the end of the rounds, his legs just got a little too heavy on him, and Triple G found him a little easier to hit in the late rounds. But I don't think Billy Joe is going to burn out, and it's no coincidence that he's with Engel. It's this stage in his career. He has to fight Triple G. Who had the best performance against Triple G? Kell Brook. I'm telling you, I said it before in my other video. I'll say it again in this video. He knows it's time for him to fight him. He knows he can beat Gennady Golovkin. I just have to be able to move. And all of a sudden, here comes Kell Brook. He does it. And Billy Joe's like, dude, I'm back. I can do what Kell Brook does. I'm better than Kell Brook. I could probably hit harder than Kell Brook. I just need to be in shape like Kell Brook. So boom, go to Engel. Hey, give me what you and Kell Brook were doing. I'm a bigger man. I could fight that. That's my style. I just need to get me in shape for my style. You guys use my style against Triple G and it works. Get me in shape. That's my thought on that. You know, this is the Double RT show with Mr. A. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving your time and support. A new viewer, hope you become a new subscriber. So post-fight recap, Billy Joe Saunders, complete 12-round domination. Points peppering him, mocking him. David Lemieux misses shots, and Billy Joe's looking for home runs like, where'd your right hand go? It's beautiful, beautiful mockery. Thank you for your time and support.